Big picture learning has certainly made a difference in the lives of many students who will go on and influence other students and create, I guess, a groundswell of students who really want to learn and want to learn in a way that they can be passionate about. And I think that that will ultimately be the way that the project moves forward, is through the students and the teachers that have come to know this process and know that it works.
Well, Big Picture Learning's been doing the most amazingly innovative work in our schools over the last 20 years, and I think in many ways that the organization's time has come, and as our schools move from an outdated model to something that's far more effective in helping our kids go forward, Big Picture Learning is going to play a very big role in that.
Not only have Dennis and Elliot disrupted the way we've thought about school and high school in particular, but they've built an amazing contribution to our capacity to educate young people, with an organization that has demonstrated that you can educate joyfully and with passion and with purpose and with high motivation, connecting kids to the world beyond school, working in that world, and yet meeting all of the standards and expectations that the traditional system might try to construct.
Big Picture has made a huge impact on education over the last 20 years. Our staff is better because of Big Picture. The students' lives have changed tremendously because of Big Picture. The community around here and around the world is a better place because of Big Picture and the work that we do.
The impact that Big Picture Learning has had on education over the last 20 years is monumental. And at the heart of it is this. Big Picture was one of the first institutions to really push the idea that in education, we need to put students at the center. So much of the system is built around teachers, or built around principals, or built around parents, or built around not wanting to pay money. And Big Picture, I think, is the reason why we even talk today about student-centered learning. A Big Picture was a pioneer of that. It really forced the conversation, and I think will forever be known for that incredible accomplishment.
I think Big Picture Learning, far and away, is pushing the envelope around personalized, student interest-based learning. It's really a beacon, a clarion call out in the world of education reform that can have a lot of jargon and a lot of people saying similar things and not doing much on the ground. I've seen Big Picture Learning have great traction on the ground, starting with one small school and really launching a thriving and dynamic international network of schools that, as I said, continue to just push the envelope about what's possible for students to do.
I think that Big Picture has put the heart back in education. Everything that we do is really about that, one student at a time, and we're able to reconnect educators with what brought them to the field in the first place. And I think that heart is really what is important about education, because it's what connects education to real life.
I think Big Picture's had a huge impact on education over the last 20 years. Almost all of the interesting conversations I see and hear about education come back to student interest, student ownership, individualized approaches, understanding who the whole student is. You can't teach me and motivate me until you understand who I am and until we have a relationship.
Big Picture has shown the country, and high schools in particular, how to do internships and connect passion, career, and academics really well.
Big Picture has reminded us that education takes place outside of the classroom, and there's a lot of other folks who care about student learning other than just teachers.
The impact that Big Picture has had on our country is this radical notion of what schooling can be and what educating young people can look like, and old people. And I love that. I was at something with Elliot where someone said, you know, you're so far outside the box, you can't even see the box. And actually, I really appreciate that it makes us seem like we're kind of really mainstream, because it kind of gives us some cover. But there's just there's a pushing in the thinking that pushes all of us, which I think we all appreciate.
If I were to think about what they've meant, they were the ones who, along with people at Ed Visions, who really pushed the idea of project learning. And Dennis and Elliot just had this tremendous love for kids and trying to figure out what is it that works best for kids. And so I think the model that they came up with for the Big Picture Company is something that other people have looked at. And I've really been proud of the way that they've been able to develop all of these schools. 20 years ago, interesting enough, I was at the opening of the Met, the first Big Picture school. I think I was there like on the first day. And so it really gives me great pleasure to congratulate the Big Picture Company on 20 years and to say congratulations to my friends Dennis and Elliot. And I just want them to keep on doing it. I know they're getting old and everything, but I want them to keep on working for kids. All right.